What is up, guys? In this video I'll be showing you guys how I analyze and how I place my trade on the BTC USD, and I will be giving you guys the reasons to why I did place my trades and the way I place my trades. I'll be giving you guys the idea to how I place my trades. So I'll be running you guys through what was in my mind while I placed those trades. So stick around, as you will learn something new and you might be getting something you will deem valuable out of this video. And also you might be getting the idea of what is to happen next on BTC. So guys, kick back and chillax. A combination of the word relax and chill. So chillax while I jump into these videos and you guys can pick my brain, or you guys can see what I see. Alright, so BTC USD. Let's start with where I started this whole thing. Okay, I will be going to I'll start with the daily chart, because on the daily chart is where I start my analysis and I start coming down. Because I get the bigger picture of everything. I see where the momentum of the market is pushing, and I just trade along with the momentum. I don't go against it, I flow with it. It's like going with the wave, so I'm surfing the market in some sense. Alright, let me be showing you guys, and let me not be taking your time this time. So here we're on the daily time frame, and this is where I drew up my lines, looking that the market is indeed moving in an uptrend, but this uptrend is not really strong. It's like a normal trend. So as you can see, we have so many price datas around here, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can watch my previous video where I talk about price action. So there's a lot of price action here. That is data reading that I marked up to give me an indication of how the market is moving, to tell me what the market is doing, how it's moving, and to also determine when the first or the nearest break is about to happen, or reversals. So at this point right here, why did I take this trade? This trade lasted for days. Why did I take it? Because when I entered the Bitcoin markets, I saw that yes, this is a channel, and this channel is an uptrend channel, or an ascending channel, if you may. So I took these information here. Took the information here that something is about to happen once it touched there. Also the 3-touch channel rule, I also utilize that. I utilize a lot of things, but I do not let them contradict each other. So yeah, we could have many things that we could add, many confirmations that we could use to tell us what the market is doing, but if we mix them together, sometimes they could contradict each other, and you will start questioning yourself, and you might just, if you lose the trade, you start questioning yourself, doubting yourself. We don't want that. So stick to the first, or the couple, stick to the confluences, the confirmations that add up, and that is a strategy. So there's the 3-touch channel, which we're looking at right here. I saw that once it touched up there, I would place my order based on my previous trades and based on what I already know about the market. So I placed this trade here, and I saw the market. I just watched the market go up and push back down in here. So I placed an order whereby my stop loss could have been like this, but to be safer, I kept it like this. Okay, but that's not the point. But there's a point for placing my stop loss. There's also a point for placing my take profit. I placed my take profit down here on this line. I had the feeling that it would jump down here, but we don't do these things based on feelings. We do it based on analysis and logic. So moving on to the next trade, we have one down here. Let's jump down to the 2-hour or the 1 hour to look at it clearly. Okay, so where is that little guy? And also within the markets, I have trades that I have placed on the 5-minute, but We don't care for those trades. Let's look at this one. Right? Or am I missing one? Nope. Yep. Let's look at this one. Why did I take this trade? Well, first you can see this sense of support, or the sense of resistance and the sense of support. I saw the market was not trending at the moment, it was consolidating. It was creating a sense of a range in market. So I had my lines drawn up, had my support and my resistance zones drawn up, and I saw that inside this channel that is consolidating, I saw that it's also moving down in some sense. So I drew my lines and I saw that yes, it's a downtrend in this consolidation market. So I was like, okay, I need to start looking for sell entry. So I waited for price to retest this point. So as it retested this point, I drew up these lines and it became much more clearer to me. So I took my trade, and as you can see, I put my stop loss right above the line, and it wasn't really safe. I mean, I would advise people to put their stop loss like so, at least above a previous high candle, like this one. You could have dropped it like that, but I kept it the way I kept it. Yeah. So, and it still played out, as you can see, because I was sure of the market pushing down. So it played out. I put my take profit right under the line, right under this point right here, as you can see, near that point, near the previous low, because it must at least go down there to retest it, because we're in a ranging market. There's always a lot of retests, and price likes to quote unquote retest areas. So moving on, then we could have also taken a buy around this area. There was so many confirmations to it, but I wasn't looking at the markets at that moment. And you don't always have to look at the market, you don't always have to be on the charts to be consistently profitable. Just take note of that. So here's another one of my favorite, the 90%. So as you can see, we have a sense of resistance here and a sense of support here. In that we have an ascending channel. So as I draw up this ascending channel in the 15 minutes, we will look at it more clearly. So look at this. We have that sense of ascending channel. So why I took this trade? Well, I drew up the ascending channel, and the overall structure told me that the market was indeed pushing lower, and there's momentum with that. So I took the overall structure to look at this area right here. So I'm like, right here, and this area tells me that once it breaks, it's at least going to fill 90% of the trend that it began with, which is around this point. There should be 90% of that. I could have taken that trade, but I was looking at the bigger picture. I was like, alright, in this support area, I wanted to break there, and once it breaks, I'll look for the bigger sell, and that's what it did. As soon as it broke, I looked for the bigger sell. I was like, if it breaks, I'm going to put my entry somewhere around here, because if it goes that far, that means that the momentum is confirmed, it's solid, and it's moving. So, and there's no room for pullbacks or drawbacks. So as you can see, let's zoom in. Market closed around here. Where it closed, another one opened, and as you can see, where it opened, it started pushing down. As it reached this point, it triggered me in and pushed down. And the next candle that opened, it didn't reach my entry again. It kept on pushing down. I hope you guys are getting me so far. It kept on pushing down. There was no room for pullbacks like this, going back to nearly stop me out. There was nothing like that. So I was riding the wave. I was going with the flow of the market, and as you can see, it played out very well, nice and clean. It even went through my take profit and kept on pushing. And when I saw this the next day, I was surprised. I did not expect this, but I saw that a sell was coming, like a huge sell, but I was expecting it to come in the form of a downtrend, you know, consolidating, correcting and impulsing and correcting and impulsing down. But no, it did not do that. It quickly, boom, shut down. So as I saw this the next day, I was surprised. I was like, wow, this is nice. How did I miss this? Oh well, let me look for another position. So let me start looking for areas where the market is rejecting the bearish momentum. So I looked for an area of support. So I drew this line right here. This was the area of support. Let's get rid of this circle. Okay, so I drew this line right here. I saw that the market pushed up, came back down here, it rejected, pushed up, came back down here and broke down, and this is where it will fake people out. You look for sells to go down, but no, it's not a sell to go down. I almost went for a sell, but then I looked at the bigger picture and I saw that it was pushing higher, so I took my trade like this. I placed my entry just above the line a couple of pips, my stop loss below the line, below at least the previous low candle, and then as you can see the market started to go in, triggered me in, went back down. It didn't affect me, kept on going up because I was sure that it was going up. It corrected here and kept on pushing up. So that's what happened in this area. Really nice. And yeah, that was a good trade. I could have gone longer, but you know, just risk what you're comfortable with and take what you're okay with and get out of the market. So as we go on, we could see I wasn't in this trade. We could have gotten this buy over here. We could have gotten a sell over here, but I wasn't available. Like I said, my life isn't based on the charts. I have other things I'm doing, so I'm not always looking at the charts. I just come in to the markets, get the overall picture, then anticipate, just expect. So in this point, why did I take this trade? As I came into the markets, I first drew up these zones because I saw that the market in the overall picture is about to consolidate. So as it started to consolidate, I saw it reach down here. I was like, this is a good entry sign. What am I gonna do? Since we're a little bit far up, since we're already here, I was like, okay, I'm going to set my entry just here. Put my stop loss on this line because as it has gone this up, there's no way it's going to go back down to this line. It's pushing up based on based on other kinds of confirmations. I placed my stop loss there, put my take profit just above this line, as you can see, and boom, it smashed. As simple as that. Moving on, the next trade. Why did I take this trade? Alright, so over here we can see I saw this this double top right here. As you can see, there was a sense of double top, and we're also inside a zone. So I saw the market push down. I missed the entry from here. I could have entered from here because it's a good entry zone, but I missed it. So I just waited, scaled down to the 5 minutes. The 5 minute gave me a good impulse correction, so I saw the next impulse coming, so I placed my entry, then boom, it impulsed and hit my take profit. I hope you guys are following so far. And yeah, then I put my take profit just down here. There was no point, there was no sense of where to put my take profit, so I just winged it. I just guessed it. I was like, alright, let me drop it here. So there was no signs of where I could place my stop loss, sorry, my take profit. There was no sign, so I just placed it anywhere. I winged it. Then now moving on to the bigger picture, which is happening right now as we speak. Let's look at this on the 1 hour, shall we? Alright, so looking at this on the 1 hour, I have been seeing this coming for a long time, and sorry my charts are a bit messy. Let's try and clean it up a bit. Let's get rid of this. Okay, so if we zoom in, we will see the sense of a double top. Now on the bigger picture, on the higher time frame, such as the daily, I saw the market touch up here and I saw a rejection, so I saw it pushing down. And then when I scaled into the 15 minutes, I saw this massive double top. As you can see, double top, double top. Then I placed my sell. I placed my sell just here. This was my entry point. I came in today this morning and I saw that the market kept pushing down and it made sense, and it kept on making sense. So as you can see, guys, that is it. Then I also said, let me try and do something. Let me just do something. So I placed another trade like this, as you could see, and as it entered the market, it kept on pushing. There was no room for pullback, so my stop loss was tight and everything. So that little trade that I just placed here, this little trade gave me what this one is about to give me. So it's like double the trade. A good 1% risk to 19% reward. And I'm still watching the market go. So guys, that is basically it. And you can see where the market is going. Me, I'm looking at the market to go this low, down to 30 something thousand. But Also, I am looking at closing out sometime sooner, just to be on the safe side. Maybe to close out at a 1 to 3, 1 to 2 or so. I'm just keep an open mind. The market can do anything at any moment. Anything could happen, and we don't know. We have no control. All we could do is, with risk management, be careful, and yeah, that's just all we could do. Be careful with risk management, follow the rules, and don't get too cocky, and yeah, trade safe. So let's look at this again, shall we? If the market happens to push this low, I could look at taking my profit right here. It's a good deal, 1 to 9. Or if the market goes this low, I could look at taking my entry down to that point. So that means I have already locked in profit, and then I'll take my stop loss lower, squeeze it down there, somewhere around there. So that way I have taken the profit of this area and I have left the market. And if anything wants to happen, let it happen. So that is, if the market wants to go and push me out, it pushes me out. I left with profit. I lost nothing. What I lost was what the market gave me initially, but I still left with profit, like more profit. So yeah, guys, that is basically it. That is how we could scale in, and that is how I manage my trade. That is how I place my trade. That is why I place my trade. Did I miss this? No, we saw all this. So yeah, guys, that is basically it. I hope you learned something from this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, comment, leave your questions down below, and you will see me in the next video. Just smash that like button.
That for every outside there is an inside, and for every inside there is an outside.